Been going.
That's okay. We got some guys on the ice today here. Not very many, but it's good. Good to be back, and hopefully we can get going.
Are most of the guys back in town yet, or is it still just kind of a few still coming in?
Yeah, there's going to be a few still coming in, but there's actually quite a few guys here in town. And then the rest of the guys will be later in the week. Will all arrive here.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good.
Good to go. How
Nice.
you doing? All right?
Yeah, just quarantined at home, working from home since March. So this has been my office.
Yeah. So you're just there all the time.
Yeah, I haven't been to my TV station since March, so it's been a little bit of an adjustment, but there's perks because then I can go take a nap right after this or whatever.
Yeah, that's nice. And you live right in St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
Are you down here? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been pretty good. It's just different because I'm just used to, I mean, same probably with you, just like practices or something always on the go. And it's just been weird just to kind of sit and wait for things to happen. So,
No, I agree. I went through it a couple months there in Philadelphia, but but what can you do?
yeah. All right. You ready to get started? I'm sure you have a busy day, so I don't want to take up too much of your
No,
time.
no problem.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started here. So first, Coach, it's been a little over 100 days since the NHL hit the pause button. What have you been up to? I know that you mentioned that you were in Philadelphia. Just kind of give us an update on what you've been doing these past few months.
Yeah, it's been a long time, 100 days. Wow. I went back to Philadelphia shortly after all this, it all hit. Just I've been there and with the family, kids, and just spending a lot of time with them. They're in school, so doing school at home, and a lot like everybody else is kind of being at home and trying to, figure out stuff to do. It was a big adjustment for a while, but like everybody else, you kind of get used to it and you figure out your routine a little bit.
As you mentioned, I mean, it has to feel a little bit different for you considering that you were a player for so many years and then got into your coaching career. Usually around this time of year, I mean, this time last year, you guys were celebrating with the cup. So has that really hit you yet about how different it is that now you're waiting to get into these training camps and hopefully the playoffs?
It is for sure. It's obviously a big adjustment for everybody that's involved in the game and waiting around and seeing if we're going to play. And, you hear news on both sides of things, so you're always a little bit unsure. It was pretty cool to watch us win the cup there the other day on TV and hear all the commentary from the guys and stuff, which was great. And hopefully, things can go in the right direction here and we can get back to playing. I think, the fans would love it. Obviously the team, we're waiting. We'd love to try to, win that cup again. So that's our goal.
And so currently NHL, you guys are in phase 2 of this return to play plan. And as you mentioned, you guys had a little practice today, some of the players coming in. So how many players do you guys have in town right now? You mentioned some more coming in, and it's a little bit different for you because I think I read in phase 2 that you typically in practices are allowed to be on the ice, but they said that coaches aren't allowed to be on the ice during practice.
Yeah, we probably have 14, 15 guys in town right now. And, hopefully by the end of the week, we'll have everybody back, almost everybody. One coach is allowed to go out per pod of players. The head coach cannot go on the ice. So it's obviously different. There's a lot of rules and regulations that you have to follow. And, it's obviously just not as free as it normally is around here, but it is what it is. And, just like everybody else in life and society right now, you got to deal with what you got to, and work with what you can work with. And so that's what we're doing.
And I think a lot of fans are really excited to see and hear how Vladimir Tarasenko is doing because even though nobody wanted any of this to happen, it kind of lines up perfectly for him health-wise to be ready to go when you guys hopefully do start playoffs. So how is he doing?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He was on the ice today, and he looks good to me, and he's shooting a puck really well. So it's been great for him and for the organization to get a guy like him back in the lineup, fully healthy, ready to go. So that's a big boost for us, and obviously for Vladdy too. Being out all year, it's not easy for him, and he's excited to get back going.
And just gauging from these practices, do the guys seem really hungry and anxious to play some type of game here soon?
Yeah, well, they are, but these practices here, they're just they're looking to just get back and skating, get back in shape a little bit, and then be ready to go for camp. So when camp opens up, July 10th, hopefully, we can go right at it full bore, and we're not waiting around for guys to get back in better shape and stuff. So this is good for guys to get the muscles working again, the skating, get on the ice and get skating. A lot of guys haven't been on the ice during this time, so they need a couple weeks to get back to skating, get used to these different muscles being used and stuff. So when training camp opens up, we're ready to go.
As a coach, I mean, in the NHL or really in any professional sports league right now, this is very interesting, and I'm sure at sometimes difficult to navigate because nobody has experienced this before of trying to get things going when we're dealing with a pandemic currently. So how is the communication between the NHL or with other coaches on how you guys are handling this, just kind of day by day as more cases come out and you wait to see if and when you'll be able to play this year?
Yeah, no, exactly. There's always more cases, seems like daily, and so there's a lot of uncertainty. But the NHL has done a great job, in my opinion, along with the NHLPA Association, the players of just getting the information out to everybody, the rules and regulations of what you got to do and what the guidelines you have to follow. So they've done a really good job, and I think they've been really positive with everything. And hopefully, we can figure it all out and play. I mean, but again, there's uncertainty, obviously, with everything going on. And but the NHL has done a real good job of keeping everybody informed on a daily basis of what they can do and can't do, and what's going to happen going forward.
Do you think it's really important? I mean, I hear from fans, they just want to see some type of sports right now. And I'm sure you're kind of hearing that from people as well that you may run into. Do you think it would be just good for the fans in general to have some type of sports or positivity right now to see you guys hopefully play?
No, definitely it would be. And it's just with golf going on right now, like you can, flip it on the weekends and watch golf, which is great. And I think people need something to watch. And and obviously hockey's a big sport in St. Louis. And I think the fans are hungry to watch some hockey and see their Blues play. And like you said, it's positive, right? People want to see positive things and not negative things right now. There's so much negative going on everywhere. It would be great if we can get back to play, and it's great for the game. With everything going on, I think even maybe getting some different fans to watch the game that haven't watched it before, because there'd be something new on TV for them to watch.
And what are your thoughts on, of course, this is all just hopeful because we're still, as I mentioned, taking this a little bit at a time. What are your thoughts on the 2014 playoff and how they've set up that format?
Yeah, I think it's the right thing to do. The season was shortened by 10 or 11 games, so there's a lot of teams, that are right in the bubble there, and probably they might have made the playoffs. Who knows how they play down a stretch, but we don't know that. So I think it's fair. And also with the seeding part of it, the round robin, I think it's fair too. If you look at Colorado's only 2 points behind us, and, there's teams right there. Everybody's pretty close. So I think it's a fair format. Whether it goes this way or not, who knows, but I have no problem with it.
And a lot of people say because it is so different this year, I've just seen people speculate going back and forth that, if this all happens, we have the 2014 playoff and you guys are able to go compete for the Stanley Cup again, that a lot of people say, well, this won't mean as much as it did in past years. There might be a little asterisk on this year if we do have a Stanley Cup final. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you can think about that, and people have their own opinions about, everything, right? But I can tell you right now, the team that holds that cup up, they're not going to worry about it. They're going to be pretty happy they won the cup, and that's how I look at it.
And also, I just wanted to check to see, how is Jay Bomeister doing? Because we haven't, of course, all that stuff happened before the pandemic. How is he doing, and are you keeping in contact with him?
Yeah, I have been in contact with Jay here and there through text message mostly, but I think he's gone back to his hometown up in Canada, and I think he's doing really well. And obviously, it was tough for him and his family and everything that went on, but he's doing really well. He's healthy, and so that's the most important thing. And I think that he's obviously gone back up home there to his hometown, and just kind of getting used to life again in a different way.
All right, perfect. I think that hits all the important parts. I know it's all, just kind of speculation at this point, because I think we all get a little excited, and then it's just remembering that this is still just hopeful plans at this point. But I feel like the NHL is just doing such a good job of handling this. I mean, of course, I'm sure you've seen like how everything going on with the MLB. I mean, the NHL, as you mentioned, will probably gain a lot of fans because of the way that they've handled this so well.
Well, I believe so, for sure. I think, again, they've done a good job. They've been positive through it all. And even there's setbacks here and there, but, they still keep moving forward. And I think that just being positive about everything is important for the people and the fans. And so I think it's really important if we can get back to playing. I think it's really important. Not only for hockey, but for just people in general, something to watch and to cheer for.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach, for taking the time to do this. And hopefully eventually I'll be able to see somebody or see you guys at some point, maybe. I don't know. You haven't said anything about media for training camps or anything like that. So, and I guess it would depend on the hub cities as well, what's going to happen with that. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no problem. Thank you for having me, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You got it. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.